What if we told you that one man managed to swindle over $65 billion from the world's wealthiest people, investment banks, charities, and even Hollywood celebrities, and no one noticed for decades? This isn't the plot of a Hollywood movie. This is the real-life story of Bernie Madoff, the mastermind behind the largest Ponzi scheme in financial history. Before we dive into the jaw-dropping deception and how he fooled the world, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more eye-opening documentaries like this one. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story that shocks, educates, and inspires. Let's unravel the twisted tale of Bernie Madoff, the man who fooled the world.
When it comes to the late Ponzi schemer Bernie Madoff, you could truly write a book.
Concept of these new types of systems is to make it easier and more cost-effective for people to trade.
Madoff was someone who was very much in the thick of things on Wall Street and generally respected.
Madoff conducted a $65 billion fraud that left thousands of victims financially shattered.
95% of what we had.
I think what he did is despicable.
He sold his soul for the buck.
Bernard Lawrence Madoff was born in 1938 in Queens, New York, into a middle-class Jewish family. Ambitious from a young age, he started his financial journey with a humble $5,000 saved from installing sprinklers and working as a lifeguard. In 1960, Madoff founded Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities, LLC, operating it initially from a small office in Wall Street. He wasn't flashy. He was methodical, quiet, and confident. That humble image would later become his most powerful tool. Over time, Madoff gained respect in financial circles. He was even credited with pioneering electronic trading and became chairman of the NASDAQ stock exchange. Wall Street insiders trusted him. After all, how could a former NASDAQ chairman be a fraud? The illusion of a perfect investment. While Madoff's firm offered legitimate brokerage services behind the curtain, he was running something else. A massive secretive investment advisory business. His promise was tempting. Steady, consistent returns of 10 to 12% per year. Rain or shine. Market up or down. To the average investor, this seemed like financial sorcery. But to professionals, it smelled fishy. Still, people ignored the red flags. Why? Because Madoff delivered. Or so it seemed. This is where the Ponzi scheme began. Named after Charles Ponzi, a 1920s fraudster, a Ponzi scheme pays old investors with money from new ones, creating the illusion of a profitable business. There are no real profits, just a house of cards. But Madoff's version was bigger, longer-lasting, and more sophisticated than anything seen before. How he pulled it off for so long. Madoff's genius wasn't in making money. It was in making people believe he was making money. He used feeder funds, wealth management firms that collected money from clients and funneled it to Madoff. These funds acted like a firewall, shielding Madoff from scrutiny. He also maintained an aura of exclusivity. You couldn't just walk in and invest. You had to be invited. This strategy created demand, trust, and silence. His fake returns were printed on phony statements produced using an old IBM machine, showing fictional trades and profits. There were no actual investments, just made-up numbers on paper. And he was careful. When asked about his strategy, he claimed to use something called a split-strike conversion, a legitimate-sounding but vague technique involving options and hedges. Most people didn't understand it, and those who did were too afraid to question him. Ignored warnings and whistleblowers. Not everyone bought Madoff's lies. In 1999, a financial analyst named Harry Markopoulos submitted multiple reports to the SEC, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, detailing why Madoff's returns were mathematically impossible. His words were chilling. Madoff is one of the biggest frauds in Wall Street history. But the SEC ignored him. Why? Some say it was regulatory incompetence. Others claim Madoff's reputation was too big to fail. He was connected, powerful, and appeared clean. Investigations came and went, but Madoff always came out smiling. The real reason he wasn't caught earlier? No one wanted to believe that the King of Wall Street was a con artist. The collapse. December 2008. Then came 2008, the global financial crisis. Markets crashed. Investors panicked. Many tried to withdraw their money from Madoff's fund. But this time, the music stopped. Madoff didn't have enough new money to pay the old investors. He confessed to his sons, who worked at his firm, that his entire business was one big lie. The next day, they reported him to the FBI. On December 11, 2008, Bernie Madoff was arrested. The truth was finally out. He had swindled thousands of investors out of an estimated $65 billion, making it the largest Ponzi scheme in world history. The victims. Madoff's victims weren't just rich people. They included retirees who lost life savings, charities that had to shut down universities and foundations, even Hollywood celebrities like Kevin Bacon and Steven Spielberg. Some investors lost everything. Some committed suicide. One was even Madoff's own son, Mark, who took his life 2 years after the arrest. The emotional and financial devastation was enormous. Madoff didn't just steal money, he stole trust. Justice served? In 2009, Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 federal felonies. He was sentenced to 150 years in prison. He died behind bars in 2021, at age 82 from kidney disease. Though billions have been recovered through legal efforts, most victims will never be made whole. The damage was too great, and the illusion had lasted too long. Lessons from the greatest scam Madoff's story is a cautionary tale for all of us. It shows how greed, trust, and ignorance can blind even the smartest people. It reminds us that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Financial literacy, skepticism, and transparency are more important than ever in a world full of promises and false prophets. Madoff didn't just defraud people. He shattered the illusion that Wall Street was safe. If you found this story shocking, eye-opening, or even disturbing, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We bring you deep dives into real stories that change the world, from financial frauds to forgotten history and hidden conspiracies. Hit the like button if you learned something new, and drop a comment below. Do you think Madoff got what he deserved? Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay cautious, and we'll see you in the next documentary.